right, Joy Olson, Blockbuster Fundraising. Well, here we are, well into 2019, and a lot of us are thinking about our social media engagement for 2019. What does it look like? Are we still going to be using a lot of Facebook? And if so, how can we make it more efficient? Well, guess what? This morning I follow Mari Smith, and this morning she did send out a BuzzSumo a post or a blog by Susan Moeller that she wrote this year about Facebook and how to use it most efficiently, and answered all kinds of questions that we have, because one of the biggest questions on everyone's mind that has to market their brand, whether it's nonprofit or otherwise, is how do we get more Facebook engagement for our nonprofit or our brand? Hey, with this guide, they're going to help you unlock that answer with data insights from one of the most significant Facebook data studies yet. So you probably know that BuzzSumo loves discovering insights from big data. And this year, they decided again to dig deep into the king of social networks, which is still Facebook, and see what insights that they could gather to help businesses and nonprofits just like yours. You're not going to believe this. They looked at 777 million Facebook posts. Woo! To find the most engaging pages, brands, and videos for 2018. You know, the Facebook reach continues to drop across the board for businesses. Everyone is clamoring to unlock the secrets to successful content on Facebook. And study after study has proven that one of the most significant factors in Facebook's ranking algorithm is engagement. Yeah, we know that. So how do we get more engagement? Well, if your Facebook posts get more engagement, they're certainly going to be more highly favored in the algorithm, thereby increasing your reach. You know that. And the more organic reach you have, the less you have to spend to reach your target audience. So the question is, how can you craft posts that generate engagement? All right, well, this article that we're going to talk about reveals their findings and then gives you actionable steps to gather insights that are specific to your nonprofit. So stay tuned, because here's what you're going to learn. The best type of Facebook post, the best time to post on Facebook, the best day to post on Facebook. Hey, what about the optimal length for a Facebook video? And what are the most common reactions to Facebook videos? What motivates people to engage with Facebook posts? And what is the most engaging Facebook page of the year, or pages? And how to analyze Facebook posts for your nonprofit and competitors. And the key findings are the general post insights. So we're going to show you highlights of BuzzSumo's data analysis. Each section is broken down by some of the most important questions that we've been asking about Facebook engagement. So remember, they say that what works for the majority of posts is a useful starting point, but there's no substitute for testing and measuring your own results. So there's a fella, Brian Peters, who is Strategic Partnership Manager for Buffer, and he summarizes this point well. Brian says that over the years, we've learned that the best way to reach our audiences on Facebook is to study the data, experiment constantly, be open to learning, and take a growth mindset. All right, so that's Brian Peters at Buffer.com. What type of post gets the most Facebook engagement? We all want to know, what type of post makes the most difference for our engagement? Well, as with previous years, the most engaging type of Facebook post in 2018 was video. It's not even a close call. Video dominates based on average engagement rate. And video dominance isn't surprising. And Jen Herman, who is an award-winning Instagram blogger at Gen Trends. And I think Instagram, of course, is owned by Facebook and is really coming on strong. Jen says, at the beginning of 2018, Facebook announced that they wanted to focus on, quote, meaningful interactions, end quote. And video, when viewed for any significant duration of time, is considered to be meaningful. Jen also goes on to say, it means someone has stopped what they were otherwise doing to watch that piece of content. It's deliberate and intentional, and it usually results in comments or shares with others, thereby adding to the level of meaningfulness. So it's not surprising that video continues to get better engagement over other post types. So you can see that engagement clearly below with what we're putting up right now. And let's talk about the average Facebook engagement by post type. Video posts get at least 59% more engagement than any other post types. That's amazing. Although photos are widely accepted by marketers to be one of the most successful post types, video outperformed photos by 73%. Wow. So it's clear that if you want the greatest potential Facebook engagement right now, you should be investing in video content. So they're gonna talk more about depth and video later, and we'll get to that. But if you are overwhelmed right now by the thought of creating video for Facebook, it's good to remember that engagement is the goal, not necessarily quantity. So here's what Mari says, and Mari to me is a guru, a Facebook marketing expert. She makes a strong case for thinking on multiple levels about engagement. Mari says this: rather than increasing the volume of your Facebook posts to try to get more reach and more engagement, she says, perhaps publish fewer posts and focus on your return of each individual post. She says content type for 2019, 70% video posts, 20% image, and 10% links. All right, and then include your call to action. So I think that is a good idea for post frequency to keep in mind. And she also says, keep in mind that all engagement doesn't have to be public. Integrate a messenger chat box on your Facebook page if you're so, and encourage your audience to message you on both Facebook and Instagram. And this really generates probably 7 to 13 times more engagement, she says. So I don't know whether you have someone assigned to social media that can do that, but if you can do. And she also, when thinking about images, keep in mind that sizing them correctly is really important. So there is a guide that we're going to put up that helps you with sizing, and you really need to look that over and go on the internet and download the right sizes, because it makes a big difference. It's different for each of your social networks, whether you're telling a story, whether you're doing a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter post, they all have their optimal post size. All right, now, big question. And I know Mateo and I go over this all the time here at Blockbuster Fundraising. What's the best time to post? What's the best time to post for Facebook engagement? So most marketers know that this question is really a tough one to generalize. Every target audience is different, and therefore these global numbers that we're presenting today from BuzzSumo may not work for you. However, it doesn't hurt to look at them and use them as a starting point if you have no other data. That's what we do here. Okay, are you ready? Posts published between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time seem to perform the best. So try saving some of your best content for those hours and see how they perform against other hours of the day. Your audience may be different, so be sure to consider your audience's daily routines and cater to the times when they might be surfing their social networks. Okay. So now you're going to see a list of the most optimal times to post based on average engagement. You see Eastern EST, of course, for Eastern Standard Time, And then UTC stands for Universal Time Coordinated. So take a look at that. All right. Those are the best times to post for Facebook engagement. You see those up on the screen. Let's move ahead to another huge question that we all have. What's the best day to post on Facebook? Well, of course, again, this may differ depending on your audience. However, the results could show why your Friday posts haven't been performing as well as your Monday posts. Do you notice how boring Facebook gets on the weekends? Hey, the best day to post for Facebook engagement, according to this data, Sunday is the best day to post for Facebook engagement. So isn't that kind of interesting? Many businesses take the weekends off, and therefore, and your nonprofit too probably, and therefore they may be choosing to only post Monday through Friday. According to BuzzSumo's data, that might be a big mistake. Perhaps try taking one of your scheduled Thursday or Friday posts and move them to Saturday and Sunday to see how they perform. You might be surprised at how well they do. All right, on to the next big question that we have. What is the optimal length of a Facebook text post? Well, we all know that long-form content is king when it comes to search engine optimization, but it's quite the opposite when it comes to Facebook. Brevity. Brevity is the clear winner for Facebook posts. So what is the optimal number of characters for Facebook engagement? We have an answer. If you want the best chance of Facebook engagement, keep your Facebook posts no longer than 50 characters. This makes sense. Facebook consumption is extremely passive and attention spans are short. You need to be able to grab people's attention quickly and effectively if you want to be noticed. And just like my dogs are getting noticed right now quickly and effectively with barking. So you got to grab people's attention. They're very good at grabbing mine. And as always, test these general findings with your specific audience and industry. All right, let's now talk about video because we've talked about how video is king. So with Facebook's big push on video content this past year, BuzzSumo wanted to have a breakdown of insights gleaned from the top performing videos of 2018. They analyzed everything from video length, average interactions, most common interactions, and performance of video versus other formats. Isn't that interesting? Well, so are the results. What is the optimal length of a Facebook video? Facebook maximum video length right now is 240 minutes, 4 hours. Wow, with a maximum file size of 4 gigabytes. However, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to produce videos that long. BuzzSumo's data shows that the optimal length of a Facebook video is between 3 and 5 minutes. I know for our Facebook Lives, we do big, long videos, but we notice here at Blockbuster Fundraising, the minute we chop them up into smaller units of content, we get a lot more interaction. Okay, so the optimal video length for Facebook engagement. BuzzSumo pulled data on videos up to 20 minutes long, but everything after 10 minutes is relatively similar in average engagement. So they say it's worth noting that if you break it down in 20-second intervals, yeah, they say we love data that much, you can see a significant spike in the 180 to 200 second range, which is 3 minutes to 3.20 minutes, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. the average engagement rate jumps from 986 to 2009. Well, that's just amazing. So time really counts. So the optimal video length in seconds for Facebook engagement is very important. So if you want to be specific, you could say that the optimal length of a Facebook video is between 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So if your video is longer than 3 minutes, like ours is today, make sure that you include calls to action and brand identification early, before the 4-minute mark. This is very important. Shorter, more frequent bits of video content is how consumers prefer to share with each other. So no wonder that Facebook encourages us as marketers to do the same. And that is a quote from Dennis Yu of Blitz Metrics. And Michael Selzner from Social Media Examiner tried the concept toward the trend to spend less time on Facebook. And he said, or asked the question, do you want even more impact from your video posts? 15-second vertical video is killer, since it doesn't look like an ad, Dennis says. So what are the most common reaction to Facebook videos? Well, the reaction from Facebook users to different videos provides great insight for brands who want to create engaging content. The most common reaction to Facebook videos this year were emotional total reactions, percent of total. You see them up on the screen. Love, ha. Love got 46.8%. Ha got 34%. Wow got 8%. Sad got almost 6%. And angry 4.5%. So, love, as it turns out, is the most powerful emotion, driving 46% of reactions. And second to love is the ha reaction, which would coincide with the success of humorous videos that are circulating. So now the question is, what motivates your peeps to engage with your Facebook post? The range of emotional reactions to Facebook video makes sense when you think about the nature of Facebook. It's a platform where people connect with their family and friends, often around shared interests or possibly memories. So in 2011, a study by the New York Times found that people shared information online for 5 primary reasons. They're worth quoting directly here, BuzzSumo says, and they're convinced from their data that these reasons still apply. People share information online for these reasons. We've got them up there on the screen, I think. To delight others with valuable and entertaining content. To identify and present ourselves to others. To foster relationships, and then for self-fulfillment, for spreading the word about issues, products, and brands. Those 5 reasons. So the key to Facebook engagement in any marketing strategy is to focus on offering value. Mari Smith, the Facebook guru, suggests that your goal should be to edutain your audience. Teach them something useful, something that relates to a niche in which you are an expert, and to do it in an enjoyable way. So you want to educate and entertain, edutain. So it can be easy for us to slip into our marketer mode where we plan Facebook posts for our brands. But keeping our donors, their preferences in mind, is a powerful way to ensure that our posts are engaging. So here's a little test you can take. Look at your own Facebook homepage. What did you share in the last 3 months? So if you're like most of us, you'll find that personal memories and life events are what you're sharing, and an occasional funny or helpful link from a brand. So, I think that we all find personal memories and life events with an occasional funny or helpful link most important to share. And when using Facebook, people are curating an image of themselves. There's not much room for boring, unhelpful posts. People want to highlight their sense of humor and opinions. They want to share helpful information, and they want to inspire or entertain others. So, for those of us nonprofiters that are marketing our brand, a well-developed strategy for Facebook engagement will include posts of many different types with various purposes. But ideally, your Facebook strategy will be fully integrated with your marketing plan, your fundraising plan, not just a separate project with unrelated goals. In other words, you don't want to post just to get a bigger Facebook audience. A bigger Facebook audience needs to fit into your overall marketing plan. So, for example, you could plan to nurture your Facebook audience to subscribe to your email list, visit your site, or try your product. And I would strongly suggest, and I know all the experts would suggest, you really need to get them to subscribe to your email list. Otherwise, this is kind of all for nothing in a way when you're trying to maximize your efficiency and your time. And calls to action help clarify for your donors and your audience what the next step should be. They invite your audience to move closer to your goal for them. We're going to look at one explicit call to action from Agora Pulse, and it uses the sign up button available from Facebook. And you see it up there on the screen. So, an example of Facebook engagement call to action from Agora Plus and this next post from Tailwind app offers value by suggesting 3 types of accounts should and can be claimed on Pinterest. The call to action doesn't need to be any more explicit because the post itself builds a case for clicking the link. So build your case for clicking your link. Give them more information. Get their email address. Start building a relationship, because that's what it's all about. As a development director in a nonprofit, building relationships are probably the major reason that you take time on your social media channels, whether it's Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram. You are hopefully reaching out with calls to action to build relationships. All right, well, that's a lot of information, kind of fun information today. We've certainly gone way over the recommended 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We know you're busy, and we're busy here at Blockbuster Fundraising, always trying to inspire your fundraising success by bringing you the latest and the greatest fundraising information. Joy Olson here at joyolsongroup.com. blockbusterfundraising.com with hundreds of free fundraising tips on our YouTube channel. We're having a lot of fun on Instagram these days, so check us out on IGTV. Hope you have a great week, a great January. Hope that your fundraising plans have come together, that you're sending out creative, wonderful thank yous, and that you've got some new ideas for your social media work on Facebook. Bye-bye, and thanks. See you soon again.